day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. I need some better days, cause all I want, or live at my pace. You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy, how to get there, glad that you
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what work is. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what thirst is. I've had a taste of evil and tried to cure the sickness, but I just keep my head down and focus on the facts. I'm setting down gravel while you just follow the path. I'll lead them into battle while you're just too scared to act. I'll leave the knife right in my back. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
Oh, hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to another live stream. We are here with the first match of tonight. Yeah, it's going to be the map of Erangel, and a flight path has been formed. It's from Melta Power towards the hospital side, and yeah, quite a neutral flight path, you can say so. Just a moment. Hello, guys. Hello, welcome. MSG Karma, hello, welcome. Sagar Rush, hello, welcome to you too. Yeah, moving on to the match. As I mentioned, it was a quite a neutral flight path. And teams have started their journey in this match. Already one of the teams towards Melta, Team VX. They have entered this match only with 3 players. Meanwhile, 7S with the knock. And the first split has been drawn in this match. Let us move towards 7S. 7S Roadster with the first finish point. And in fact, putting the brakes on the opponents. TWD have initiated this fight. I want to continue it. A2K's Leighton, meanwhile, also getting taken down, getting eliminated. Roadster versus Saf. It's a 1v1. To see Roadster with the S12K jumps up the compound walls and gets that knock. I think it was a straight towards a headshot. It wouldn't matter anyway. Saf had absolutely no armory right there. And quite an easy knock, I would say, for Roadster. Oh, wait a second. Okay, yeah. I actually thought he did that with the crossbow, but yeah, he also has a S12K. Already 2 players have been eliminated from TWT. We have to wait and watch. Will TWT show some retaliation as of right now? It does look like it's going to happen. 1 player getting already taken down. That's steady. And don't mind you, the 4th player actually is quite on the flanks. That's Casio. Is trying to get a flank angle on this fight. But even if he does, I don't think it's going to help them a lot. And yes, after this knock, it's probably going to mark the exit of Team TWT. Trying to take a 1v1 is Nixie. Switching to a different gun. Gets one though. But Eagle OP making sure to get that elimination. And quite nice use of the cover. Meanwhile, you see there's another team as well that's trying to probably have a third party. I think, yes, it's IR. They want to get this third party to their name. But let's move on. We'll come back when the fight actually initiates over this area. TCX. They have engaged themselves in a fight. T2. It's mighty GRZ that has been taken down. Hunter's a lone player surviving. Trying to get some info sprays to his name. Snow. In the meanwhile, what's that flank angle? I don't think Snow has an idea. Okay, finally they have spotted this player. Snow also probably will get the information, get that intel about the opponents. Snow still thinks this player is right here towards the re-side, but actually the player is towards the hillside. This might just be a surprise attack in case Snow doesn't notice. Hasn't noticed Hunter as yet. Quite some early fights in this match, I would say. It's the map of Erangel. Quite a few teams actually have to get into the circle as well. And CRC also engaging themselves in a fight. Let us move towards CRC. 7S Roadster, meanwhile, getting taken down, getting eliminated. IR, they are on a roll. CRC, they had eliminated, I think, yes, 2 of the players. And now A2K having only 2 players, out of which the solo player and the close range. Sinley 1v99, trying to get all the cover fire to his teammate. But probably that's all going to be a waste, I think. But no, A2K Manticore has knocked down 2 people. Oh, this is going to be a spicy fight. And I think the teammate has also entered into the arena. Oh, CRC, what is happening? They are getting bullied by 2 people right here. And the lone player surviving for CRC is Viper. Can Viper get a 1v2 against Team A2K is the biggest question. And as of right now, you see quite a big twist in turn of events where CRC, they had four players surviving, but somehow A2K now they have the higher advantage against Team CRC. But finally this advantage getting neutralized. CRC Carlo also has attained the revival, so now it's a 2v2 fight. And you know, A2K will definitely fancy their chances in this particular fight, but can CRC, can they turn the tide? Can they get revenge against Team A2K? That's the biggest question. Meanwhile, IR, yes, they have initiated the fight. Third party, and making sure to get that third party to their name, getting 4 finishes in the process. Hmm. Okay. It's quite a good strategy, actually. It's quite a good weapon, I would say. Third parties, if you get the timing right, it always favors you for sure. Meanwhile, A2K getting another prey. They are the predators today. CRC falling short. Might just fall short. They still have a chance to bounce back. Carlo being the lone person surviving a 1v2 scenario has a pump shotgun in his hand. In fact, it's the double barrel shotgun. Carlo EX6. Oh, probably that's going to be a TBS. M4 gets one though, but man advantage. It was a 1v2 scenario, gets one down, but the person at the back of Manticore, in fact, Sin Lee, that was Manticore getting that last finish point, and this is what you call teamwork. In fact, it's only a duo that's surviving, but still they managed to get the coordination right, managed to get that squad on their toes and out of this particular match towards the lobby. Meanwhile, Team MSG, I think, yes, they are engaging a fight against Team Escort. Is it Escort? Is it Scott? I think it's Scott, probably. Yeah, they have already eliminated 3 players and marching their way to get the 4th player as well. And MSG quite aggressive. Scott Hunter has to slightly play their survival game, not trying to take too many chances. They haven't yet finished a player or haven't yet, probably they might have knocked a player, but they haven't finished even till now. Have Team Scott. And this might be a big challenge for them. A 1v4 inside the smoke. Gets one down, but Team MSG were too much to handle for Scott. That is it for them. Getting 4 finishes. Team MSG. And the Rozok area as well. Slot 10. Okay. This is slot 10 itself. So yeah, this is just the first circle actually, and we already have seen so many fights. Team There are only 16 teams, in fact, that are left. If I just quickly go through the slot list, so there were a total of 9, just a moment, 9, 18, and then 21 teams that played in this match, out of which 5 teams have already been eliminated. So yeah, that's quite a big amount actually. If I have to say 5 teams, that means 20 players. We started with 60, and then now we're ending with in fact, we've in the mid stage of this match, towards the starting mid stage, I would say it's 60 players. So quite a lot of fights. We still have some brewing up, in fact. Meanwhile, let us move to Team MRX towards the northern side of Yasnaya Polyana. They are waiting. They are waiting for the circle to get formed, and in fact, they can get a really good northeastern rotation to their favor. But there's another team, A2Z. They already had a fight, I think. Probably they avoided that fight and they moved toward the zone. But now they might have to fight against potentially HF or MSG. So it's their choice. I mean, they obviously will not know which team they will have to fight with, but yeah, they might just go towards the Yasnaya side or maybe the Rozok side. Yeah, interestingly, they've decided to go towards the 70 side again, turning towards the Rozok side. I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, A2Z. This might just get spicy right now. Moving on to A2K as well. Only 2 players surviving from A2K, and there's a team that's trying to get their rotation right in and around them. That was Team HF, I think. But interestingly, they haven't spotted, or they might have spotted, but they didn't take a fight. But the place that they're trying to go, they've seen a team that's also rotating. SPX, Slim Shady, getting knocked down. And HF initiating this fight, getting a knock, getting a finish to their name. Also, they have the covers as well. But probably SPX might not wait for a good opportunity to get this fight to their name, because they want to rotate. And usually when you're rotating, you wouldn't want to pick on a fight. If you actually fight, it might end to your downfall. That's what usually happens with a lot of teams. They try to fight when they're rotating, and because they're not ready for that particular fight, they might end up getting eliminated as well. Slightly lagging too much, is it? Yeah, the M4 bursts, trying to get that out of the artillery. Team Spy already have suffered from a casualty. Well, you see a lot of teams towards the middle side of the circle, where, the meta of, not sure. I mean, this is my first PUBG Mobile patch after a long time that I'm trying to cast, but I'm not sure if it's the same meta as per Bgmi. But if it is the same meta, it might just form towards shelter areas, or might shift towards Melta as well. But it's a high chance that the end circle might also get formed towards prison or the northern side of mansion as well. But yeah, most of the teams, they're eyeing to the areas of shelter, and this might be the right area as well. But yeah, we will get to know in a while. But there's one team that actually landed down at VZ. Sorry, Melta was VX. They didn't have to move an inch. They already have occupied a vehicle, and they're waiting. They're waiting for the zone to actually form. And in case it forms over them, they wouldn't have to rotate so much anyway. Hello guys, hello, welcome to the stream. Thanks a lot for joining. Please do like the stream, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe as well. So the channel is very close to 3,000 subscribers. So yeah, please do subscribe, guys, and yeah, also do comment what is, or which is your favorite team, so that I can actually show these teams whenever they're fighting, or maybe if you want, I can show them right now. So yeah, please do comment, let us know. So we still have 16 teams, and out of the 60 players I actually showed few minutes back, only probably one of them have been eliminated. But apart from that, all the teams are still intact, and trying to get all the rotations sorted. This is the stage where many of the teams will eye for a particular location and stick to that location as far as possible. And if you get a mid area inside the circle, you might not have to move too much. And moving is a big problem when it comes to maps like Erangel, where you have so many open areas, and it's not easy to rotate. And especially when you have 4 players, and you might just end up losing one or two here and there when you're trying to rotate in such a big area, big space, or a big open space. And that is why it's very important that you get your rotations right. Either you do that, or you occupy the mid areas of the circle and don't rotate at all. So these are the two options that you have. Most of the teams actually prefer to get the mid areas, but there are some good teams that, in order to get more finishes, and okay, yes, this is the difference. Usually, I think in BGMI it wouldn't form towards this area according to this zone, but yeah, forming towards farm, and straight away you can see there are not a lot of teams inside the circle, and towards the northern side there'll be a big cluster of teams trying to fight against each other. And right now MW, they are getting head to head against MRX, and suffering from a casualty, getting that elim of Nix. MRX, the first player from team MRX to get eliminated. This was from team Sin, wasn't from team Sin actually, it was from team MW. Yes, MW top with a finish point. Initially, we had so many fights, and all of a sudden, the fights have all reduced by a big, big margin. And now, this is the time again where we can see some more fights. Yes, Crystalopi with the spray trying to take down Rudolph, but fortunately enough, Rudolph found some cover for himself. But A7, they are also engaging themselves in a fight. Let us move towards team A7. And almost all teams have entered the circle. Where are team A7? I don't see team A7 at all. Wait a moment. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a mid-range fight. And these are the two main compounds usually where you see the fights in case the circle forms in these areas. These are the quite famous compounds. Meanwhile, HF still trying to get a fight to their name. Chazy was knocked, but I think Baby Girl got or managed to get a knock or a trade-off. In fact, it was Mathappan that got knocked out. ERR, the rest of the players are trying their level best to save, and they definitely have a good advantage here. They have the higher ground, also some good covers, a big cover, in fact. Might not have to face a lot of difficulties up until the last zone as well. In fact, since they're inside the circle, wouldn't want to rotate too much. This is quite a contrasting difference if you see. uh, I mean, usually I'm used to seeing teams rotating so late into the circle, but over here you can see already teams they have occupied the main areas of farm, and towards the southwestern side as well. There's one team, that's Team FX4. Usually in such circles you don't see teams holding this area, but they are betting on the fact that the circle might form towards this area. It is also possible. I don't know. I mean, I haven't studied the meta obviously of PUBG Mobile. I know the meta of Bgmi, but yeah, it might. I think it might form, especially after the pattern that we've seen in this match. It's almost going to the southern, southeastern, southwestern side almost always. So I won't be surprised if FX4 is in the next circle as well. But highly unlikely that might happen. Maybe farm might be the pinnacle of the next circle as well, where A to Z is actually holding themselves. All the four players, they have quite some good loot. And since it's the advanced room card, you definitely get the 3x loot to your favor. Might have to get some more boosters, I think. Team A to Z. Okay, we have a twist in the tail. Right now, the circle is playing with these teams. Initially, the circle just gave a small hint that I might form towards the south side, but yeah, now all of a sudden it's moved towards the northeastern side. It's Team FC going head to head against Team LOB. Similar such scenarios actually for both these teams, FP and also LOB, sorry. But comparatively in a better suited position are Team LOB, because they have good cover. But you see, for Team FC, they have two teams that are in and around them. So towards the higher ground, there's Team ERR, and on the right side, it's Team LOB. So they have to get out of this area as soon as possible, as fast as possible, in order to survive towards the end circles. Meanwhile, A2K Manticore has been taken down. Well, it's always good to have the mid areas, but if you have the mid areas, this is one of the problems that you have to encounter with, because there are a lot of teams that will have an eye on you, and especially when you have, or when you don't have the man advantage. In case one of your player gets knocked out and there's a rush upon you, you might not even survive that attack. But as of right now, no one has rushed over Team A2K. Meanwhile, ERR, they are trying their level best to get all the finish points to their name. And since they have the higher ground, they can also spot players. FX4 Rich has been knocked out as well. ERR, they are on a roll actually. FC, in fact, I think they're battling with two teams. FC was also knocked out. One of the players, yes, one of the players from FC, that was Salpi, is knocked out. Probably will not get the revival. But as of right now, Team FC, they are trying to push in towards ERR. They have had enough of Team ERR. They're like, let's go, let's push in, let's get this area to our name. We've had enough of this. And it's in fact a 3v3 fight because the fourth player is quite far away. This might just be an advantage for Team FC. And in fact, yes, they get a knock. Sasuke with a brilliant knock. Another player gets taken down. Team ERR, they are building a hole for themselves. But meanwhile, FC Cyrus managed to get a knock. In fact, one of the players actually got knocked out from Team FC with the nade. But will get the revival. But one of the players didn't actually make it. Had to be eliminated from this match. Sasuke will get the revival. Let us go towards MSG, who are also engaging themselves in a fight. Team LOB as well. They are also looking downhill, in fact, towards Team Sin. Team Sin, they still have all the four players. And on a 4v3 scenario, Shadow came to give the cover fire. He didn't actually try to revive his teammate, but as a result of that, 3 players again have gotten taken down. And this might just end up a disaster for Team LOB. 3 players back to back getting knocked out, and now we have only Thankan, the lone player, and they're not even inside the circle. They have a long way to go. It's not looking good for Team LOB right here. Will Sin even have an idea that there's a fourth player quite nearby? Yes, they do. They've spotted the player. Oh, yeah, that is it. Quite easily, I would say they did that. Didn't break a sweat at all, the Team Sin. But yeah, FC again engaging themselves in a fight. We still have 13 teams and 40 players in this particular match. Meanwhile, Sasuke didn't spot the player in front. Rich with a nice knock, getting that entry, but slightly over optimistic, I guess. But that helped. Getting another knock. Spotted Mickey, and this time was definitely over optimistic. Probably had no idea, no clue where the third player was. And now Ninja, it's a 1v1 for Ninja. DPS versus DPS zone, and I think the player that was knocked out probably got him stuck right there. That was some good strategy. And in fact, it made it easier for Mickey because his opponent was not moving, and when you don't move, you're a very easy kind of target for your opponent. But yeah, that was it. And FC, they can move on in this match. MSG, meanwhile, I think in a close range fight, yes, it's against HF. There's MW as well in the midst. And from the sidelines, you have Team A2K. Their duo is still surviving in this match somehow. And HF, contrasting scenes for them. As lone player surviving for Team HF, that is Baby Girl. Trying to get that nade. But unfortunately, all of the teammates of Team HF have been eliminated. And the only chance is to have a third party, right? HF Shazzy, meanwhile, getting taken down. And you also have A2Z trying to inch their way towards the play zone. They still have all their 4 players surviving, which is a good sign for them. But if you see the area that they are in, it might not give them hopes unless and until they get some knocks towards the end circles. Meanwhile, close range fight, MSG versus HF. They still are in this fight, our Team HF with Baby Girl. It's a 1v3 scenario. I think Baby Girl got a knock and a finish. if I'm not wrong. Yes, one of the players from MSG have been eliminated. That's 𝗞𝗦𝗤𝗏. So Baby still has a chance. But until how long will this player survive is the biggest question. But yeah, A7. And finally, Team A2K, they have decided to push in. And only having 2 players is going to be a big challenge for them. Meanwhile, Baby Girl getting eliminated. Assassin getting that last finish point. But yeah, now it's Team MW versus Team A2K. It's a 2v3 scenario. Can A2K get the equalizer? That's a no. Manticore has been knocked out and also has been eliminated. But 𝗏𝗏 is a lone player, 1 versus 99. Probably that's a stretch, but right now it's a 1v2 scenario. Trying to get one to his name. It's a DBS in the hand. But I think, yes, Team MSG also will help 𝗏𝗏 because they have eliminated Team MW. Meanwhile, A7 also trying to get into the circle. Now we have only 4 teams, out of which the man advantage, it's with Team MSG, 𝗏𝗏𝗏. I think also they have 3 players. Yes, they do have 3 players. As well as A7. Okay, A7 only have 2. Meanwhile, 𝗏𝗏 with the knock. Sorry, 𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏 with the knock. Another knock might put the brakes on Team MSG here. But the second one didn't connect. Now MSG have an opportunity. They know where the player is because they definitely would have heard the sound. But they have to get in the circle. And you see the circle. I remember the circle in one of the matches. I think this was in BGIS, most probably. This was a similar kind of circle that had been formed in BGIS. And one of the underdog teams actually got away with the victory. But now let us see which team is actually going to get this victory to their name. A7. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has been knocked out. And now 𝗏𝗏. How will he get inside the circle? Has only 3 first aid kits for a heal off. Oh, yeah, that's it. You can't afford to do that. Probably it. Oh, or maybe the damage hasn't yet kicked in. But yeah, probably a top 3 finish for Team A2K. Maybe unless and until A2Z get eliminated right here. And yes, they do. And somehow, Team A2K, they managed to get this #2 to their name. And quite convincingly, Team MSG with the chicken dinner. And they have a total of 6 plus 5, 11, 11, 13, 18 elims. Then you have 𝗏𝗏, or Team A2K with a total of 7 finishes. Also A2Z with 4 eliminations. A7, Team A7, they have 5, 7, 8. MW with a total of 2 finishes, and the rest of the finishes as you can see on your screen. So this was the first match of tonight. We have the rest of the 2 matches closely geared up after this. So yeah, we'll be right back, guys, and yeah, thank you for joining. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 3,000 subscribers. Also, if you have not liked the stream, what are you doing? It's high time, guys. Please do like the stream. There are 17 people watching, but we only have 10 likes. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Please do like the stream, guys. Yeah, we'll be right back. Thank you.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay, cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency, a message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me, respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe, I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess. What's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drive the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the
trail the chains, you can say no.
Decathlon, 60 plus sports, 6,000 plus products. Decathlon. Visit the store or download the app.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
table looks nice, na?
Choice किस
Furlenko. Rent.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control in me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough.
I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'm a
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We are back with the second match of tonight, which is going to be in the map of Miramar. The flight path has been formed as well. We are looking at a slightly neutral but southern oriented flight path. And yeah, since it is a map of Miramar, teams will have quite some difficulties to move to their drop locations, especially towards the northern side. The northern extremes, like you have La Cobreria, El Pozo, Torre Ahumada, Cruz del Val, Hacienda as well is quite far away. But we have to wait and watch which are the teams that will engage themselves in a drop clash, a drop fight, and potentially get eliminated from this match. Yeah, the last match we saw quite a brilliant chicken dinner that was taken by team A. I think A. I forgot the name of, forgot the tag. In fact, I remember. Okay, A to Z. Yeah, A to Z. It was A to Z that it didn't seem like they would win the chicken dinner, but somehow towards the end they survived and they've managed to get that chicken dinner. Let us see, can they go? Can they repeat it? Can they go back to back, or will it be a new winner in this match? Yeah, already we see quite some separation from teams. Not yet. We haven't seen any fights as yet, but finally some fights, and two players have been taken down, have been put down to the test. They were trying to get the loot, but unfortunately, without getting a gun, both of these players, Ninja and Thiaga, will have to go towards the lobby or might have to watch gameplay of Slim Shady. Let us see what they'll do. Moving on to Hacienda del Patron, the southern side of it. Team MSG battling it out. Deadshot has also been knocked out. It's Assassin, the solo survivor, the solo warrior, and he has a crossbow in his hands. Gets one. Okay. Somehow gets that knocked. Did get one, but how will he get another? It's going to be a tough task. Winchester is put to the test. But you know how Winchester is. It is not a gun you can reckon with. Trying to get another knock with the crossbow. Okay, this is closer than I thought it would be. But what are they doing? Oh my God, team A to Z, that would have been really ugly. They were all around the place. I think they did not expect the fight to go this deep. And in fact, Ravan was not supposed to get eliminated at all. Somehow A to Z, they were at the receiving end of a masterclass. I forgot the player. Who was that? I didn't remember seeing the name of that player. But yeah, it was one of the players from Team MSG. Meanwhile, we have a third party from 7S closely were guarding or spying this area. And now as soon as one of the players or one of the teams have been eliminated from this area, they saw the kill feed, right? Trying to get the third party to the name. It's a 3v4 scenario. A to Z, they have absolutely no first aid kits, no bandages, I think, at all. Oh, it's going to be ugly. Well, this is an information that only A to Z will know. So 7S will not know that their opponents do not have any first aid kits. But you see, there's another team in the midst. A Roadster. Unfortunately, probably will get eliminated from this match. Yes, not sure what Roadster was trying to do. Maybe get a flank angle, I think. And somehow A to Z, they have managed to get another knock as well. And 7S, quite a big turn of events. Eagle OP is also reduced the HP. And you see, somehow, Bad Boy has some advantage in terms of HP. But now Eagle OP with the shotgun and okay, yeah, that's all. I thought this might have been close, but no. Eagle OP managed to not make it close, and yes, IR with the third party somehow, and managed to get team A to Z in the clutches of defeat. They have been eliminated from this match in the 19th position. They managed to get a chicken dinner though to the previous match, but this time around there were too many teams for them to handle, and yeah, they were crushed by the jaws of defeat. Meanwhile, 7S still have 3 players surviving, out of which this is a similar scenario. In fact, team A to Z were also in this kind of scenario where they had only 3 players, and at that time, team 7S were the one to rush to this area. And now it's a different story. 7S is the one holding, and team IR are the ones trying to push into this area. So let us see, will team 7S actually get an equalizer? Tommy, comparatively a safer area, I would say, unless and until there's a third party. In case someone from the sidelines spots Tommy, probably only then he'll get knocked. Otherwise, it's still a good area to reckon with. Meanwhile, Finn was almost about to get knocked out. Team 7S, they have a good stronghold on this area, but Bunk with the knock. Tommy was slightly slow on his feet, and as a result of that, 7S, they managed to get 2 knocks. Eagle OP low on HP. The aim was all over the place. And yes, that is it for them. Team IR also managing to get 4 finishes, out of which 4 were from one team, I think, and then the rest of the and the the 5th finish was of team A to Z. The last player from A to Z was actually eliminated by IR. But yeah, third party going right for them. Let's move on to a different area. Quite some early fights already have been initiated. I think towards 𝗬𝗎 this fight has been started out. Yes, it's team FC. FC versus team CRC. LOB also getting some action to their name towards the northern side of Picado. And TerrorX with the finish point, T2 in grave danger. Hunter is the lone player surviving, and it's a 1v4. Absolutely no first aid kits, no HP whatsoever. That is it. Another team bites the dust in this early encounter, or the early stages of the second match. We still have 16 teams though. And it's similar to the last stage where we had 5 teams get eliminated quite early in the match, and then after that, there was some quiet spaces or quiet time for all the teams in the match. And only after a third or fourth circle, we saw some fights when there was some hard shift from the circle. But until that, there weren't any more fights. But now it seems like the fight is probably not going to stop. LOB, one of the players has been knocked out. It's 𝗏𝗏𝗏 that's been taken down. It's from Team Sin. They did manage to get the hashtag too the last time around at Team Sin, and it was only one player. Okay, sorry, it was not Team Sin. It was Team A2K. Yeah, it was Team A2K. My bad. A2K, I think they're still here. Yes, they are still here, but I was confused because A2K has one of the players that is probably from the Sin clan because his tag is Sin Lee. So that was why I was confused and said that Sin was the one that got the chicken dinner, but no, it was not Sin. It was Team A2K. But yeah, Team Sin as of right now, they are trying to get this fight against Team LOB. Terror has already been eliminated. And after an initial burst of some bullets, probably deciding to not take a fight are Team Sin. Probably they want to get back, but finally a knock. And maybe this time around they might make up their mind to push in. Yes, they have made up their mind. They are trying to push in, but slowly and carefully approaching this fight, not working instinctively, working quite strategically, and that flank angle actually managed to give them some headspace. Team LOB, they have been convincingly wiped out from this match by Team Sin. Cat OP did have some damage to deal with, but right after that, they're getting that first aid kit and healing up completely. And yeah, Team Sin, quite a good coordination from their team. A total of 4 finishes in this match early as well. But you see the next circle, it's also formed towards them. That's definitely a good sign, especially in the map of Picado, where you have a lot, sorry, map of Miramar, where you have a lot of rotations that you might have to take care of. And when you have an area inside the circle, especially the mid regions, and you have some high ground to your name, it doesn't get better than that for you. To see teams in might just aim to get such kind of an area. And as of right now, it feels like Crater Fields, the southern side, or the El Pozo kind of area. El Pozo, the eastern El Pozo mountains might be just the area to hold if they want to try. Let us see which team will actually try to get that area occupied, get that area fenced out. Meanwhile, towards Los Leones, we have Team A7 against Team A2K. And yes, I think team player from A7, in fact, 2 players from A7 have been knocked out. And straightly after that, they decided to get a fall back to the name. Unfortunately, that will be it for 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. Whoever's new, please do like the stream. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe as well. Yeah, the channel is very close to 3,000 subscribers, so it'll be very great to see if that can be achieved today. लाइक कर देना गाइस अगर आपने अभी तक लाइक नहीं किया हो तो, एंड चैनल पे नए हो तो सब्सक्राइब भी कर देना. Okay. Yeah, team A2K, they managed to get 2 finish points already. Now they'll add up with one more. Oh, sorry, not one more. Okay, interestingly, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has closed in. I think tried to close in, but later realized that even if he closes in, will not be able to, save Carrillo. That's the reason why 𝗞𝗦𝗔 turned the steering towards the opposite side, moved back to the circle. But Team A7 might have to fight against Team Scott. These two teams are quite nearby. A parallel rotation, or might have to say a perpendicular rotation, crossing each other. Doc is the lone player here, though, because his teammate is quite far away. And as of right now, it seems like A7 𝗞𝗦𝗔 might just be chased by his opponents. Not an ideal scenario to be in for sure. Team Scott, a good spray might just lead to the downfall of Team A7 𝗞𝗚𝗔. And yes, it does. Quite a brilliant spray. 𝗞𝗚𝗔 didn't try to make it difficult for the enemy as a single line, and it doesn't get easier than that when multiple players try to aim at you, try to shoot at you. If you're going in a straight line, it'll be quite as much easy compared to going on a even line. But yeah, unfortunately, A7, they have now only a solo player surviving. That's KCRDZ. But yeah, IR already have eliminated of the squad. And now right after that, they have occupied the mid areas of the circle as well, out slightly towards the northeastern side. But we will get to see which team will, have their hands on the end circle, the mid area of the end circle. We get to see that in a while, just in some time, in fact. But yeah, as of right now, we can see that Team Sin, they have occupied that area quite closely followed by Team FC, which has opted for the higher ground compared to Team Sin that have a slightly flattened out higher ground. But it's going to be quite interesting. A2K again with a fight. Manticore with a knock. This time it's Team Squad with whom they're trying to get that knock and finish or get that fight to their name, as A2K going to rush in right here. Probably this knock, they might not, in case one of the players again gets knocked out. Definitely will try to push in, will Team A2K. They do have all the 4 players intact. Ooh. Oh, some decent right there. Oh, like I mentioned, a circle will get formed towards the eastern side of El Pozo, and it does. FC, they have a brilliant position, as well as Team MRX, but Team MRX is at the receiving end of a possible clutch from Team A7, but MRX ex-boy OP was in the right area, had the right angle, and took that to full of his advantage, eliminated the opponent. That's it for Team A7 in this match, getting eliminated in the 15th position of the chart. They still have 3 players to Team MRX, and occupying this mid area of the circle. They will fancy their chances for sure. But as of right now, Team FC, if we shift our focus towards this team, one of the biggest challenges of being in the open areas in Miramar is definitely going to be the entry of a sandstorm in an open area. When you have the higher ground, you come out such that you get a very good high ground, very good angle against your opponents, but you don't have any place to, avoid yourself from getting damaged because of the sandstorm. As a result of that, you will get some damage. But yeah, that's why I need boosters. slightly over optimistic, I guess. Team FC. Salpi probably was the one who invited for this. Cyrus might have some sweet words for Salfi, which we will not be able to listen to. But yeah, and Salpi might just want to get down, probably from this area, not want to get more up. But I think they don't have any more angles from there. Or they do. Team TWT, they can easily knock out Sulfi from here. But they choose yet, or they opt not to fire any bullets. But yeah, let us see how this goes. Moving on to some other teams. Okay, what? I'm wondering why was it so late? Why was the player so late in responding to that? But yeah, FX4 did manage to get a few pixel shots, but didn't didn't do much damage anyway. Wasn't much of a challenge for the opponent. But yeah, A2K, they have entered the circle, but they will have to rotate even more into the northwestern side of the circle. And this time around, it's not favoring the majority of the teams that are in the south and the eastern side. It has been formed in the most unlikely area that teams might expect it to form. And ERR, they have the major advantage to get a good area in the circle, closely followed by Team FC as well. Okay, I think that's it for Team VX, getting eliminated by Team Sin. So now we have only a total of 13 teams that will have to fight in this match. 48 players, almost a total of 50 players, almost half the lobby is still surviving. Now we have, yes, the most anticipated fight, Team FC versus a Team ERR. So it's a 4v3. I think Mickey tried to get some shots, but right after that was denied by the man advantage that Team ERR has. But I think it seems like Sulpi is slightly stuck over here, maybe? Not sure what Sulfi is trying to do. Now, cannot as well go to the upper side from here towards vehicle. I guess that's what I'm guessing. Not sure though. Okay, it's the entry of Team MRX. Nikki did manage to get a knock, but right after that, broken with the retaliation knock. Getting some trades for his team. But yeah, it does give time for them to reset themselves. Meanwhile, A2K engaging themselves in a fight. Two players have been knocked out back to back. Now only two players surviving. Manticore and Sin Lee are the only two players to survive. Trying to get a nade to his name. And in fact, Sin Lee does get a knock as well. And this time, two. These are the two players that are going to pull out Team A2K from the clutches of defeat. And those two players, they are a very good duo. Manticore and Sin Lee. They were almost about to get wiped out again. But somehow they pulled it off and managed to get their opponents. Unfortunately, cannot save any of their teammates though. Meanwhile, Sasuke with a knock at the higher ground. It's kicking in right now. The higher ground advantage that they have. Meanwhile, IR, it's their entry. And as soon as they enter, they knocked out Sin Cat OP. But Manticore has been knocked out as well. Team MRX. And make that another player to be knocked out from Team MW. MRX as well, they are in quite a rough tough spot. Front side, they have team TC. And Sin Lee finally has to be sent out of this match towards lobby. 𝗬𝗏𝗧 has also been eliminated. CRC Falcon with a knock as well. So we have 11 teams, out of which only 3 teams have a clear advantage inside the circle. The rest, all teams have to fight their way into the circle, and it's not going to be an easy one for them. Oh, nice praise. Goblin with the knock. Straight away, I think they might try to push in. Definitely so. Team IR, they need to get into the circle. This might be a point for them to enter. Oh, no, that's outside the circle. They will not push in. Might try to occupy that hill area from which they can maybe have a potential gatekeep scenario against their opponents. But yeah, IR pushing in. There's Zayn in front of them. Team Sin ready to contest Team IR. CRC, meanwhile, they have also entered into this arena. And all of their players are surviving. FC managed to get one over Team Scott. And in fact, with 𝗬𝗏 with the last blow. The southern side, Team FC, they have pulled off a squad wipe against Team Scott, getting a 3v4 to their name. Meanwhile, TC, a lone player, Raptor. It's a tough scenario. The circle is also not in his favor. MRX. Oh, that's not going to end well. X-Boy OP also has to get a heal off. Probably will get eliminated outside the circle. Let's move on to Team HF. Xanax has been knocked out. IR Punk is also knocked down. And it's 1v1 for Team HF Shazi, because has to buy some time for his teammate until they get revived out. Zayn finally has been knocked out. IR Goblin with the knock. And now I think Team Scene, they have only a solo player, that's Baba, surviving for them. And Team IR, they've looked very convincing throughout this entire match. And in fact, as a result of that, you see a total of 12 finishes in their name, or against their name. They might just add to this tally of finish points that they have. Let us see if that, how much or how many more finish points will they actually get. ERR, meanwhile, it's going to be a big challenge for them. Interestingly, CRC, they have the highest ground to cover. They haven't initiated their rotations yet, but it's not possible for all of their teammates to actually make their way into the circle. That's for sure. Probably 1 or 2 players might get eliminated in the way to make it inside the circle. Meanwhile, Sin, that's it for them in this match. Now we have only 5 teams left. CRC, they have to initiate the move of going into the circle, and yes, it's going to initiate a few people getting knocked down. Falcon has been knocked down. Zeus, Viper, Carlo. That's it for Team CRC. I was quite surprised they actually, having 4 players, usually try to get the mid areas of the circle and the end zones, but they didn't do that. So I was quite surprised that they actually didn't do that, or didn't do it quite early enough. And as a result of that, they have been eliminated. Have Team CRC, meanwhile FC, they still have a good opportunity to get this chicken dinner, but they have to initiate this revival. They couldn't, I think. Okay, yes, the revive has been given. Sasuke has been revived, so it's a 3v2, I think. Yes, IR is still surviving. They have 17 finishes, so they got a tally of 5 more. But right now, they have to wait, I think. They don't need to do anything stupid. Just wait for your opponents to fight out against themselves, and then you can have a third party at your will. Let us see if IR is actually going to do that. Not. But as of right now, they have some other major problems to deal with. That is to go towards the top side of the circle. And I think Finn might get knocked out. Okay. Quite fortunate. Getting inside the circle is going to be the biggest challenge for Team IR. After that, they might just pull it off. But yeah, that is a major challenge that they have to face. It's not going to be easy at all. But you see, comparatively, they have a closer zone than when compared to Team HF. So they still can do it. But as of right now, looks like HF also has a good chance here to get comfortable inside the circle. But right now, it's two players that have been knocked out. And now we have only a solo player from Team HF, 𝗧𝗠𝗏, has been surviving, gets a knock as well. And can that be a twist in the tail? It's a 2v2 scenario in close range. IR, Finn making a huge mistake, and it's a 1v1. That is it for Team IR FC. They are quite on a roll, and with already 9 finishes in the bag, inching the way towards victory to get that last finish point. And yeah, that was it. Team HF, they are the second team to get the chicken dinner in the series. We still have a third match right after this, coming at probably 11 o'clock or so. It's already 11 o'clock. But yeah, we'll be right back, guys. So these were all the numbers. The teams had 9, 11 for Team FC. HF, they have 4. Team IR, 11, 15, 17 finishes. ERR with 2. CRC didn't manage to get anything into their account. So yeah, this is it for the second match. We'll be right back with last match of tonight. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. Thank you.
hold for you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
If you're a business owner, then
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. I send the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. I take shots to the top, I'll get it. I got one life, I'ma do all to win it. I do what's right, push until I fall. I'm slipping to get back up, always stand tall, I'm grinning. I got cuts real deep, been bruised and scarred. I had to learn how to think with my head and my heart. I've been chewed up, spit out, torn apart. But picking up all the pieces is a form of art. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
Hello guys, hello, welcome back. We are here with the last match of tonight, and it's going to be the map of Sanhok. Flight path has been formed from Cow towards Docks. Quite a neutral flight path, and even so, it's not going to trouble or any team anyway, because it's a map of Sanhok where teams can easily go towards their drop locations. But yeah, contrastingly though, there will be a lot of drop clashes that we will be able to see in this match. And now, as of right now, towards Cow, we already have two teams trying to drop down. Not sure if they'll drop to the same area, or it might be a case of the other team trying to go towards a split loot. Yes, it's Team ERR, quite close to Cow. They want to get the split loot to their name. Meanwhile, A2K landed towards boot camp, and two of the players have been knocked out, and it's again the dynamic duo of Manticore and Sunli that's surviving, but somehow Sunli also has been eliminated. And now we have Manticore, the lone player, surviving. Has managed to get a knock, but closely followed by this elimination point from Team IR Esports. And yes, A2K, a change of fortunes for them. They are the first team to get eliminated in this match. After battling it out quite well in the last two matches, they couldn't pull it off in this one, unfortunately. And yes, moving on to Team Scott, I think Crystal OP has been sent out from this particular area, and now Scott Sui has been knocked out, and a trade, a blow for a blow from Team MW. Meanwhile, SPY also engaging themselves in a fight. Let's go towards the southern side, where two of the players of Team SPX have been knocked out. Another player bites the dust, and now it's Slim Shady, who's a lone player. Unfortunately, cannot pull this off. 7S with a heartbreak for Team SPX. In fact, it's a 1v3 from Eagle OP, quite convincingly, eliminating the opponents. And again, this is the third match. We have only 16 teams surviving. So it's a similar pattern being followed in all the three matches, where we have an initial burst of quite a lot of contagious fights, and then later on after that, not a lot of fights in the middle stage of the match. Then towards the end, we have a barrage of fights towards the business end of this match as well. So it's been the same the past two matches. As of right now, the first stage, it's quite similar to the previous matches that we had. We still have 16 teams though, so let us see how these fights are going to shape up. So right now, Team IR, they have managed to get a casualty, but they did wipe out the squad that eliminated one of the players. But now there's another squad that's quite nearby. Meanwhile, MW top, another player to get eliminated from Team MW. That makes it, I think, a solo player left. Right. Probably will go for the famous heal battle strategy. Not sure about PUBG Mobile though. I think I heard that they fixed that particular feature where you were able to uh, battle or heal off. You were able to do a heal off outside the circle. Not sure if uh, Mac can actually revolve around that particular ideology, but let us see. Most probably he is gearing up for a heal battle. Meanwhile, CRC, where are they? No, they're right here towards Camp Bravo. And right, Zeus had been knocked out. No problems as such for Team CRC though. They have good covers, and since it was a mid-range knock, they wouldn't mind so much about it unless and until someone actually pushes towards the location. As of right now, A7, they are trying the best, but they do not have enough intel about their opponents. But CRC, two players have been knocked out back to back. Not sure what they're doing outside. Definitely didn't have an idea, but initial stages, you might have to stay inside, not expose too much of yourself to your opponents. A7 managed to get a knock from Raptor. Tried to spot out the other players, but 𝗞𝗦𝗔 already has closed in, but in order to save one of their teammates, Team TC, they are putting their team into grave danger. And no, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. That is not acceptable at all. I don't know if I can call that unlucky or something else, but definitely it was not how it intended for Team TC. One of the players got knocked out, and right after that, a span of 10 seconds, the entire squad has been eliminated. And yeah, now CRC and A7, the teams that actually initiated the fights, they're still here. And they are still battling it out. A7 already have lost one of their teammates. Most probably CRC, they will get that revival of a teammate that had been knocked out. So right after that, it's going to be a 3v4 scenario, close range of 2v3, I think, or it's a 2v2 of close range. Not sure. Whoa. Almost was about to get knocked. That 2-2 Popsy 𝗬𝗠𝗤𝗔𝗧. What? How will I make a difference? Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, a circle being formed towards the northwestern circle side of the map. And ERR. Wait a second. I'll just be back towards that discussion. But TWD somehow managed to get 3 of their players knocked out. And in front of them, a team FX4, out of which one has already been eliminated, and Rono is knocked out. So it's a 1v2 scenario. Ninja FX4 trying to get that revival. Most probably will not be able to. Okay, does get the revival. Rono has been revived. So it's a 1v3 now. Not sure if... wait a second. I think everyone has been eliminated. I did see one of the players here. It was a 1v3. I think so that all of the players have been eliminated by Team FX4. Because I don't see that player anywhere else. Anyway, Team A7. They're still outside towards Camp Bravo. Where they have not got their part of the fight right. But now CRTZ, both of them have been knocked out. The Popsy is the lone player surviving. It's a tough scenario. It's a 1v4, in fact. That is probably at the highest difficulty level that you will have in terms of battling it out in a game. A 1v4, it's not always that you can actually execute a 1v4. But yeah, let us see how that player actually does it. Meanwhile, A2 Max, OP, Max MVP, I think. It's closing in towards opponent. Bad boy with a nice knock, nice spray. Sin have also bitten the dust. That's it for them in this match. A2Z. Perfect planning. Not sure if they intended it, but yeah, it seemed so. And now Team IR also left with a lone player have been eliminated as well. That's it for them in this match. CRC, A7 Popsy finally getting eliminated out from this match. So that's it for Team CRC. Wait a second. I said CRC. It was not CRC. It was Team A7. So A7 have been eliminated. Welcome guys, whoever hasn't liked the stream, please do like the stream. Also, if you're new to this channel, please do subscribe as well. So we're very close to 3,000 subscribers, so it'd be great if you could actually subscribe. Yeah, okay, moving on to the match. As I mentioned already, it's the northwestern circle where quite a few areas are being submerged in the water. About 25 or 15 to 25% of the circle area. But you see, in the Camp Alpha Island, there's only one team that's holding out. And I don't know, I have a weird feeling that the circle might just shift towards Camp Alpha, towards the hillside. And in case any of the teams actually get that particular location to their favor and they are able to hold it out till the end of the match, they can certainly aim to get a chicken dinner. ERR seems like they can do that. They still have a good chance, but they're not wanting to take any risks, I think. Quite cautiously approaching. I mean, there's no one until about 1,000 kilometers from them, I think, 1,000 meters from them. But they still quite cautious. They are in order to spot out any players. Meanwhile, there's a solo player, MW Mac, that is also in the northwestern side. Solo player has a lot of real estate to work with, but in the southern side is more of where the clusters can be visible. CRC, they still aren't inside the zone. Not sure why they need to do a late rotation. They can initiate their rotations as soon as possible now. Slightly back got up because of A7, but now they have a chance to get into the circle as fast as possible. Moving on to Team FC, they got one of their opponents. Now there's another left. Sairi spots out this player. It's a 1v1. And yes, that is it for MRX Boy OP. It seems like this match is going to end in quite a jiffy. There's a lot of real estate to work with, but there aren't many teams surviving. And you see, there are more of solo players that are still surviving. And that, as a result of that, the amount of players still left, it's quite low. 31 players in 10 teams. So yeah, we have to wait and watch. These are signs that the circle, in case they don't get formed towards the majority of the customers, a majority of the players. Yeah, finally. Circle being formed towards the northern side. It's towards boot camp, in fact. HF last match around they didn't actually have a very miraculous match, I would say, but they have a chance now. It's rise or shine for them. FC as well. They did have their moments, but it wasn't as if they crushed their opponents until now. But now they have a chance, and I think they are eyeing probably a few of the compounds towards the Camp Alpha side. And as I mentioned, the circle, in fact, has quite a huge chunk of Camp Alpha, the hell of Camp Alpha, and ERR quite late on their feet. They should have occupied the area by now. At least would have entered the circle by now. In case any of the other teams manage to get into that in a northwestern side, the northwestern location, be a difficult task for them. But ERR, they're trying something else. Want to get quite southern side of the map, I think. Not sure what sort of rotation they're trying to plan out, because the area that they're trying to go is where the maximum amount of teams are available. Let us see how it goes out for them. But yeah, it's Team LOB, Team FX4. these are the two teams that they might have to tangle out with. They're still going ahead though. Probably they checking out cautiously, ever so cautiously for opponents. And yeah, they have the opponents right in front of them. Team LOB. They were waiting right here. They're not inside the circle though, I think, yes. But yeah, both of these teams, they have to make sure to get themselves into the circle as soon as possible. And as a result of that, you see Team ERR not wanting to take any fights. They've decided that let us just let this fight pass by. We want to get into the circle. We'll do that at any cost, and later after that we can actually fight out. And yes, they've managed to get a good compound inside. Now try to gatekeep their opponents. Oh, 3 players did manage to get to the safer side, but yeah, it was quite evident that one was at least going to get eliminated, or at least going to get knocked out. And yes, it was 𝗲𝗠𝗏 that had been knocked out. Fortunately enough, 𝗲𝗏𝗏 got knocked out as soon as it was very close to his teammates. Otherwise, it might have been a different tale, but you still have the opponents that might try to push in, seeing the vulnerability that this particular team possesses as of right now. But there are a few teams at the sidelines that might try the same, but as of right now, the circle FC is the lone player or the lone team inside the circle. They have the entire circle in their hands. Although they don't have the uh, highest point inside the circle, but they still have a very good position from which they can work their way into the circle. Meanwhile, FX4 I think has knocked out one of the players from ERR. In fact, it's 2 players that have been knocked out. One has been eliminated as well, but a retaliation knock, ERR Zoro managed to do it. But now it's a 2v2 scenario, I think, for Team ERR and Team LOB. Yes, it is. And after Cool has been taken down, now it's a 1v1 scenario though. And Zoro has quite a huge task at his disposal. I think they probably eliminated the other opponent. I think I'm assuming. Oh no, uh, opponent is still here. Okay, yeah, that is it. Finally, the confirmations. Team ERR have been eliminated from this match. 7S Roadster was about to get knocked out as well. Somehow still surviving dangerously, or living dangerously, as Roadster. And you have the solo player from FX4 still fighting out FC Smokey with a knock. I already had only 2 players now. After the addition of this particular knock, probably will make things even more difficult for them. But yeah, let us see. They have to enter the circle. FC is closely monitoring all the players that are trying to get into the circle. So it's not going to be easy for 7S. They might have to rotate out, maybe slightly. Otherwise, it definitely is going to be difficult. And yes, Rono. That's it for Rono. Getting eliminated from this match. Tried his level best, I would say, because he had no smokes whatsoever. Had to use reflexes. They were certainly on point, but when multiple players fire against you, it's not easy for you to track out who's actually firing, where can you actually give the trade. So yeah, unfortunately, the team has to exit from this match. Meanwhile, yes, another player, MW from MW, the solo player, he has also been eliminated. Now we have only 6 teams left. And the circle is not interestingly favoring anyone. And you see a big stretch of the circle has quite a lot of barren land where not a lot of you know covers are available. It's difficult to say who has the upper hand. FC Mikey, meanwhile, has initiated. Okay, it wasn't FK Mikey, it was Roadster that initiated the revival and will definitely get it as well. But they have quite quite low amount of time to get into the circle, and Roadster has been spotted out. Probably is going to get knocked out. And this is what timing might do to you. You either may be the best team in this particular match, or you might go down to be the sixth team in the match. And yeah, disappointments around. You'll definitely see them. Okay. Team HF, they have stuck together quite well in this entire series. They're a team that actually plays together. They don't mind the same. Meanwhile, Baby Girl getting knocked out, getting finished as well. Mallu has also been knocked out. A2Z Ravan, on the other hand, has been eliminated. 5 teams. It's a tough task to say who's actually going to win. And since there are absolutely no covers inside the circle, no one is wanting to commit and get the middle areas of the circle. There's one team though that have slight edge over their opponents. That's Team LOB. They have slight man advantage and also the zone advantage. But to what extent will it actually help them? It is the biggest question. Meanwhile, Bad Boy, lone player surviving. Uh, bit anticlimactic, I would say. Try to get all of the bullets against the opponent, but fortunately, unfortunately, it didn't work out. But yeah, 3 teams, Team HF, Team CRC, and Team LOB. These are the 3 teams that are still surviving in this match. And yeah, it's looking difficult for Team CRC though. Okay, in terms of man advantage, we have Team LOB. They have the upper hand. But up to what extent will they actually be able to get a hold of this? Is the biggest question. Meanwhile, LOB managed to get a knock and eliminate their opponents. Yeah, Zeus giving a heart attack for Team CRC. Oh, another player bites the dust, and that is it. I think it's Team LOB that managed to get the chicken dinner. Yes, it's Team LOB, and they have a total of 12 finishes, closely followed by Team CRC with 6, HF with 7, FC with 4, A2Z with a total of 5 finishes, and the rest of the finishes, as you can see on your screen. So this was it, guys, for Okay, guys, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining. These were the 3 matches of tonight. We'll be right back. We'll be back with the matches tomorrow again. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining. Yeah, thank you.